You should be working. Come on, let's work. Come on,
let's go. Happy Saturday, women on the move. I got my Facebook going. I got my Instagram going. What up, y'all? Happy Saturday.
If you ain't working, you should be working.
All right, one more time. Tag some people, invite a friend.
Come on, let's work.
Tell them it's about to grow.
Let's work. Come on.
You can wish for it or you can work for it.
You gotta work for greatness. If you ain't working, you should be working. Come on, let's work.
All right. I am here in the building. Happy Saturday. I am broadcasting live from ATL. I got 2 cameras going right now. I'm live on Facebook in the Woman on the Move group created by the amazing Jasira, Monique. I am also live on my Instagram. I figured since I was going to go live and give all of these major keys, I might as well invite my Instagram peeps. So hello. Shout out to all of you who are tuning in. This is like an early Saturday morning for me. I know that y'all have probably gotten like half of your day in already, but this is early for me. But Jasira asked me to do this, and I said, girl, I'm going to get up. I'm going to crawl out of the bed. I'm going to roll out and get this thing going bright and early at 12 p.m. So for those of you who are not familiar with me, maybe you are tuning in for the very first time, I am Koereyelle. It looks much more difficult than it actually is. My mama was just trying to be unique, y'all, okay? And she did that. But I am an author. I am a serial entrepreneur. I seriously have like this hustler spirit. I've been getting to it since I was 14 years old. I started my very first business at 17 years old. And so I really, truly have a heart for entrepreneurship. I have a heart for my hustlers out there. And so I've literally created a platform and built an entire brand that is dedicated to educating and empowering female entrepreneurs. Now, some guys might be tuned in. Some guys might find me empowering and motivational, but I'm here for my ladies, okay? You gotta know who's your tribe, and my tribe happens to be the women, the hard-working women from all around the world who want to invest in themselves so that they can start living a life that they love. And so all of the classes I teach, the events that I host, the podcasts that I host, everything that I do is meant to empower, educate, and encourage women to get out of their own way, stop making excuses, and start taking action. So I have built a personal brand. I've built several brands, but I've really been pouring my heart and my time and my energy into my personal brand. And so Jasira wanted me to talk today about mastering the art of branding, which is something that I'm always super excited to talk about because I think I've mastered it for myself. Now, I am not a branding expert, meaning I have not taken any classes, right? I don't have a marketing degree. I'm an expert based on my experiences. So everything that I teach, everything that you will ever hear me saying or talking about are lessons that I've learned in my own life, right? On my journey, these are the things that I've done. These are the things that have worked for me. And these are the things that I think may be valuable for you. So if you hear something else somewhere else and you like that, go with it. Okay, I'm simply here to tell you, to share part of my story and tell you what has been beneficial for me and how I've been able to become successful. Okay, so before I get into the ABCs of branding, which is what I'm going to share, I got y'all for like 30 minutes. So I'm going to share the ABCs of branding today. If you don't have a notebook out, definitely go ahead and get that. If you have not invited a friend, definitely make sure you do that. Also, for those of you who are tuning in live, I know some people are going to go and catch the replay, but if you are here live, let me know where you are tuning in from. What are you working on? What industry are you in? I like to create this community. I want to know who it is that I'm speaking to. And y'all can interact as well. All right, so mastering the art of branding. Again, I'm going to tell you about the ABCs, my ABCs of branding. So if you Google ABCs of branding, you might come up with something totally different. These are my ABCs of branding, okay? Now, the thing that I want to say, and I've been running my mouth saying this all around town for probably the last month, The thing that I want to start off by saying before I go into these ABCs is the real key, the major key to branding is figuring out your gift. Okay? Because if you are trying to brand a business that is not aligned with your purpose, you're probably going to end up frustrated. You're probably going to end up stressed out. You're going to end up spending a lot of money, wasting a lot of money, and you're going to be frustrated. Okay? And so you can take these tips and apply them to any industry, no matter what your business is, no matter what your service is, what products you are offering. But if you have not yet figured out what you're passionate about, if you have not yet figured out what you love, if you are not operating from a position of purpose, then these things might not work out too well for you. Okay? And let me tell you how I know this. I have started way more businesses than I like to admit, okay? I have, if it's legal, I've probably tried to sell it, okay? And I made the mistake several times of putting energy, putting time, putting money into these businesses that were not aligned with my purpose. Do you think they were profitable? Nope. Now, I might have made a couple dollars, but I was literally creating businesses based off what I saw other people doing, what I thought was making other people successful, what I thought was just going to be a moneymaker. And if you are in it strictly for the money, if that's your only motivation, you're going to get frustrated real fast because the money is not just going to show up. The money is not going to come on day one. It might not even come on month one. It might not even come on year one. Okay, there were years that I was not profitable in my business. Years that I was just investing time, investing money, investing energy. So you have to make sure that you are pouring your energy into the things that you are actually passionate about. Okay. So the art of branding. Oh, and one more thing too. Let me say this, because I think a lot of times we start these businesses and because we put our energy and our time into them, we think that we're stuck in them forever. But guess what? You're not. You can literally reinvent yourself, recreate yourself, relaunch your business, redo, rework, figure out what's working, figure out what's not, and then move forward, right? And then create your plan to move forward. So if you have started a business that you feel like, okay, I don't really know why I got into this. I know this isn't what I'm really passionate about. It's not too late to go back to the drawing board. Okay? I promise you it's not too late. Nobody is going to judge you. And if they do, it don't matter because your bank account is not going to be affected by that judgment. Okay. So it's never too late to start over. It's never too late to rethink. It's never too late to rebrand. All right. If something ain't working, you don't have to stick to it. All right. So the ABCs of branding. Number one, always use authenticity. You always have to be authentic in your branding. And here's why. Believe it or not, energy is transferable. Right. And so if I got on here and I was talking to y'all about flat tummy tea, I wouldn't be excited. I wouldn't be authentic because I'm not interested in flat tummy tea. That has no alignment with my purpose. That is not something that has been beneficial for me. I have no experience with it. If I got on here and was trying to talk to y'all about something that I had no clue about, y'all would read right through it. You would know that I was full of shit, like I was lying, I'm not being authentic. People can read your energy, okay? So when you see me talking about women empowerment, when you see me talking about education, when you see me talking about making money and creating multiple streams of income, I usually start yelling. Like if you go to my page and you watch some of my videos, I'm yelling in a lot of those videos and I don't even realize it until I go watch the replay because I'm so passionate about it. I'm so excited about entrepreneurship. I'm so excited about the possibility of empowering you to create your own business, empowering you to create another stream of income. That is something that I'm actually excited about. And you can feel that. And so when you are not being authentic, people know it. I promise you, people know it. I have literally, y'all, and I'm not telling you what I heard about. I'm telling you what I know about. When I was doing pure romance party planning, right? That's when they sell all the sexy stuff and you do the in-home parties and it's like a girls' night in. Y'all, that thing was not for me. Somebody had convinced me to sign up to plan these parties and host these events because they were doing it. And they figure, oh, well, you like to talk, you're pretty social. This might work for you. It didn't work for me. I got in those ladies' houses. I started talking about these women's products and these adult things. And I was so uncomfortable, right? I was nervous. I might have stuttered a little bit because it was not authentic. And so I would not have been successful if I was trying to build a brand based off of that business. And so the first step in creating a brand that is actually successful is using authenticity. And in order to be authentic, you first gotta get real, okay? Everything is much easier when you're honest. And I'm not talking about being honest with anybody else. You gotta get real with yourself about what it is that you are really meant to do. What is it that God has been whispering to you about? Because I feel like God is always pushing me. It might start off as like a little shoulder push, but eventually he's like shoving me in the right direction. What are those things that God has been placing in your spirit, right? What are those things that no matter how far you try to get away from it, you keep getting redirected back to this one thing? Go with those things. Okay. And so you got to get real with yourself about what it is that you are actually meant to do, what it is that you want to do, how you want to invest your time, how you want to invest your energy, and what is meant for you. Okay. Your purpose is what's going to pay you. All right. So you got to know who you are and who you are for. When I first started the Single Wives Club, I was trying to build a brand off of the mission of just helping single women prepare for marriage. Just single women. All single women. If you're single, I want you. The Single Wives Club can help you. And I wasted a lot of money trying to build a brand that was for everybody. But guess what? Everything ain't for everybody. Okay? And so you have to get real about who you are and who you are for. You're not here to serve everybody. That would be cool. But you are not here to serve everyone. And so before you can truly brand your business, before you can make money moves, before you can really sustain success, you got to get real with yourself and know who you are and who you are for. You also got to know what your motive is. What's your mission? Because if you are starting this business just to make money, your mission is going to be a failure. I promise you. You are not going to jump out the gate making money. Your business is not going to be balling in the first month. Like I said, it might not be profitable until the first year. You might be making money, but that does not mean you are profitable. That does not mean you are profiting. You might be, breaking even. It might take some time for you to profit. So if your only motivation is, I'm going to start this business because I think I'm about to get paid, you probably will get paid eventually. But if that's your only motive, I promise you, you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to waste a lot of time and a lot of money. And then you're going to end up going back to the drawing board anyway. I've been there and done that. I go back to the drawing board every couple months. I want to know what's working, what's not. Am I still in alignment with my original purpose? Am I still doing what I set out to do? Okay, you got to check yourself and ask yourself that question, because sometimes, especially with social media, we see other people doing stuff and then we think we got this idea. Oh, well, she's doing that. I could do it this way. I could do it this way in my business. And because you are really just trying to make money or just trying to gain followers or be popular or, expose your business, you're getting away from your mission. You're moving away from your original purpose. And so you got to know your why. I know y'all hear people asking you all the time, what's your why? You have to know your motive or else you're going to get lost. Okay, in order for you to stay in your own lane, in order for you to make sure you are operating from a place of purpose, you have to know what your purpose is. Okay, go with your gut. No gut, no glory. If you don't learn how to go with your gut instinct, there will be no glory. I promise you. Anything you get is going to slip out of your hands. Anything you get that is not aligned with God is going to slip out of your hands. And your gut, especially for my ladies, your gut is your intuition, right? You have to learn how to operate from a place of internal knowing, because you already got all the answers that you need. A lot of us are waiting on people to co-sign us. A lot of people are waiting on mentors and coaches to tell us what to do and to point us in the right direction. But you got to learn how to go with your gut. You already got all the answers. You already got all the major keys. You already got all the answers. You just might not like the answer you're coming up with, but eventually you're going to end up right back at that answer anyway. And so that's why it's important for you to go with your gut. So rule number one, the A in the ABCs of branding is to always use authenticity. Always be your authentic self, because people will read right through you if you are not. If you are just tuning in, we are talking about mastering the art of branding. Before you can brand anything, you got to get real with yourself. You got to uncover your purpose, because that's what's going to pay you. So A, always use authenticity. B, in order to build a brand, you got to bring value. Okay, you have to bring something to the table. Now, the thing is, like, the beautiful thing, the amazing thing is that all of us already got something to bring to the table. All of us. Everybody within the sound of my voice has something of substance, something of value to bring to the table. Some of us are shortchanging ourselves, though. We have skills. All of us have probably, if you are over the age of 30, you've probably been working for at least 14 years, 15 years, at least 10 years for sure. Okay? And every single one of those jobs, because some people think that they aren't qualified if they don't have degrees. I got 2 degrees and I'm not really using either one of them. So a degree does not qualify you. Your experience can qualify you. So all of those jobs that you've been working for the last 10 years, they've been teaching you something. They've been showing you some type of skills. Your job has been sending you to training. If you have a corporate job, they've already been paying you to go to professional development. They've been paying for you to go to conferences, paying for you to get certified. Start using those skills in your own business. All right. Survey your skills. So that's the first thing you got to do in order to bring value, bring something to the table. Survey your skill set. Okay. Go back through your expertise, go back through your experience and figure out what it is that you're an expert at. Because the things that you know just off the top of your head, the things that's just like useless information for you is valuable information for somebody else. I promise you. I promise you. Like, if I told y'all some of the things that I have gotten paid for in my life, you'd be like, girl, please. People will pay you to create a PowerPoint. People will pay you to manage their schedule. People will pay you for the simplest things simply because they either don't know how to do it or they don't have time to do it. So in creating your brand, part of it is making sure you bring value, but you got to be aware of what that value is. Okay. And a lot of us start to doubt ourselves and doubt our value and doubt our worth and what we're bringing to the table based on something somebody else has. So because we don't have what she has, we must not have enough. Because I don't have a marketing degree. Yeah, I wish I had a marketing degree. Okay, if I could go back to Tennessee State University, I would probably study marketing. Because that is one thing, that is one skill that no matter, what it is that you're doing, if you know how to market something, you can sell shit. You can make money. So I sometimes feel like because I don't have any formal business training, I'm lacking. But guess what? I turned my little $32,000 teacher salary into a 6-figure brand by trial and error, by trying things out, by figuring out what works and what doesn't. I didn't have a marketing degree. And so the days that I start feeling like, man, I don't necessarily have the same things that she has, I'm not necessarily bringing the same thing to the table, I got to check myself and be like, wait a minute, boo-boo. You did this, and this with no formal training, with no rich daddy, with no rich boyfriend. Okay, so you have to know what it is that you are bringing to the table. All of us are bringing something to the table. Okay, all of us are bringing something to the table. And I believe, yes, that experience is the best teacher. The best coaches, the best teachers, the best leaders are people who have built based on experience, not the ones who just learned about it in school. Okay, so survey your skill set. Outline your assets. Figure out what you're bringing to the table. Sometimes what you're bringing to the table might be a relationship. It might be a connection. So you really got to get creative. You really got to dig deep so that you can leverage your strengths. Okay, successful people know how to leverage their strengths. Successful people know how to sell themselves. They're not focused on what they don't have. They're too busy telling you about what they do. They're not going to tell you about all of the things they're lacking. They're going to hype up the things that they're good at. You got to learn how to be your own hype man. Okay. So in order to build your personal brand, number one, you got to use authenticity. Number two, you have to bring value so that you can leverage your skill set, leverage your strengths. The other thing in terms of bringing value, in building your personal brand, you got to give more than you take. So if you are on my email list, if you are in my mentoring group, if you just follow me on Instagram, then you know that I'm always giving value. Now, yes, I'm going to try to sell some stuff, right? Here and there, I'm going to slip in a little product. I'm going to do a little shameless plug right now. Plug. My planner is back in stock. But if I was all up and down your timeline day in and day out, just buy this, and I was never giving, I was never sharing, I was never offering any value, y'all would start unfollowing me. Y'all would start unsubscribing from my email list, right? And so you got to make sure you are giving. People follow and buy from people that they like, know, and trust. In order for them to like you, know you, and trust you, you got to offer something, okay? So bring something to the table. Bring something of value. And then C, you got to create a community, okay? In order to build a brand, it's all about building a tribe. Part of your motive, if you go back to using number one, the A, using authenticity and figuring out what your motive is, in building a brand, typically our motive is to empower, to teach, to bring people together. And so when that is your goal, when that is your motive, you want to create a community. And in order to create a community, you need to offer engaging brand building experiences. Okay, so this Woman on the Move Facebook group, this is a brand building experience. Jasira is building this brand by creating this community. By creating this community of like-minded women who have this common purpose, this common interest. She's building her brand on this community. I have a Facebook group. It's called Let's Work. If y'all want to come join, that's another little plug. But it's all about the community of working women who are sharing information, swapping ideas, exchanging resources, supporting one another's business, brainstorming ideas. That community is part of my brand. Because if I know that my goal is to educate and empower women around the world, I need to create a community for women around the world. So I got women in all different countries, and I know there's women from all different countries inside of this group. That's how you build a brand, by bringing people together with a common interest, with a common goal, with a common mission. Okay? And so I have a couple ways, some examples, because I like to give people practical tools that you can literally go out and implement right away. Okay, so I like to hype y'all up, but I also like to help y'all out. All right, so here are some ways that you can create engaging brand building experiences. Write these down. The Facebook community, of course, is a really, really great one. Why? Because it's free. Y'all better take advantage of all these free tools out here, because there's some tools you're going to have to pay for. So you might as well make the most of the free ones. Okay, so creating a private Facebook community for your brand is definitely a way to engage your community. Meetup groups are awesome. Meetup.com. You can create a meetup group and take your brand offline. Sometimes you got to get off the internet. Sometimes you got to meet people in real life. And so creating a meetup group, I don't know what a makeup group is. Creating a meetup group is a really great way to build that community. Weekly calls. Cindy says she has a group called Consistent Creatives. Yep. So having these calls, right? Before Zoom started popping, before live broadcasts were a thing on social media, I used to do weekly calls. Okay, Mindset Monday. Every Monday I was doing an empowerment call. It was like a 30 to 45 minute call where I was just pouring into my community. I wasn't selling anything. I wasn't even selling the call. It was free. So it wasn't about me making money. It was simply about me creating this community, building this brand by creating this engaging community. Live broadcasts are a really great way to create a community, right? Zoom sessions are a really great way to create a community. Group chats, my mentoring group, y'all, that group chat is lit, and I'm not even in there most of the time. These ladies have taken this group chat and ran, okay? But they're holding each other accountable. So I've literally created a community almost by accident, because I didn't even think this group chat was really going to be what it is. But that's the beautiful thing, is you never know what people need until you start offering stuff. So I thought they were really going to love like my live Q&A sessions that I do with them, but they really love this group chat. They really love this community. They really love having this group of like-minded women that they can bounce ideas off of and share ideas with. Okay, so creating a group chat, like you can literally just have a group on GroupMe. That's an engaging brand building experience. And then you also want to make sure that you are exchanging ideas, that you are showing your expertise, that you are being the leader. right? So your group is going to take off on its own. I'm sure there are people posting in this group on their own, having their own conversations. There's people in my group posting all day long without me knowing about it, right? Because it's taken on a life of its own. People are exchanging ideas. People are creating their own community based on their own needs, okay? But in order to create this engaged community, you have to be able to swap ideas. You got to add value. You got to show your expertise. And then the number one thing you got to do is solve a problem. Successful businesses solve problems. So what is the problem that you're going to solve? What is the need that your brand is going to meet? Okay? If you can create an environment that aligns with your purpose, that is in sync with your calling, that's how you build a brand. That's how you become a household name. That's how you sell shit in your sleep. Okay? That's how you got people coming looking for you to buy stuff, asking you when you're going to be back in stock, asking you when you're coming to their city, asking you when your next event is, telling you they can't wait for the next this or the next that. That's the goal in branding, is to create an irresistible brand that people just can't get enough of. Fashion Nova. I know y'all know about Fashion Nova. We all know about Fashion Nova. Fashion Nova has taken over the game, okay? They have built a brand that is literally a household name for celebrities and low-income folks. Everybody is wearing Fashion Nova because they have built a brand based on specific principles, okay? They've created a community of Nova babes who are excited to be representing for this brand, okay, to be a part of this movement. And that is our goal, right? And so in order to master the art of branding, in order to build a money-making brand, you have to always use authenticity, bring value, and create a community. Those are your ABCs of branding. Now, before I get out of here, I definitely want to direct you all to my website, Koereyelle.com. That's where we can stay connected. That's where you can sign up for my email list and check out all of the amazing empowerment, get your life together products. I also want to make sure that you know about my podcast, because that is like my new baby. I'm so super excited about Confessions of a Workaholic. I'm able to actually add value on a weekly basis through this podcast. So if you've enjoyed this live, if you enjoyed learning about the art of branding, definitely make sure you subscribe to the Confessions of a Workaholic podcast, because that's how we can stay connected. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you missed any part of it, definitely go back and hit the replay. I love y'all. Jasira, thank you for having me.